Greetings, everyone. Corey here. Time for another midnight review. And of course, we went to go see the king himself, the king of monsters, Godzilla. Which, I mean, I think Godzilla, King of Monsters, or Attack All Monsters and Destroy All Monsters, as far as the original Toho movies went, those are always the coolest ones because you just get giant, multi monster battles. And Godzilla, King of Monsters, which is the American version now, definitely delivers on that for sure. And then some, because there was a couple I did not expect, but was cool to see still nonetheless. So you got your big four in this movie. You got Godzilla, of course. You got Monster Zero, aka Ghidorah. You also got Rodan, which is pretty cool because he's Fire Rodan, so or volcanic, Rodan, which is really cool because he is just a giant pterodactyl, more or less. I mean, they do have different powers and stuff with him. He does have the beam, the lightning beam, like Ghidorah does, but yeah, so he doesn't have it in this movie, but I'm just saying, he's still pretty badass and cool. And of course, you do have Mothra. So if you've seen any of the trailers, you know those big four in it. There's actually a couple others that are in it too as well. There's a lot of hinting towards, King Kong, which we all know that Godzilla versus King Kong movie's coming out. I think it's slated for next year or in 2 years, but yeah, so that's expected. I mean, that we saw that coming since almost the first Godzilla movie that they redid, the 2014 Godzilla, and of course when Kong Skull Island came out, it was pretty much guaranteed that they were gonna definitely shoot for that. So yeah, man, like, uh, so it's totally worth it. This movie, I just want to get that off the bat, just to say, if you like any Godzilla movies, if you just like giant monsters attacking, you just like you want to see something that really cool and awesome, and just even if you just want to kill some time, I mean, it's a great movie to watch. Considering all the other movies that we've had in the last 2 months, but yeah, definitely worth your money, definitely worth your dollar. Definitely check it out. It is really cool with the remixes that they do of the original songs throughout the whole movie, because you get those classic scenes that we've seen, hundreds of times in the Toho Japanese Godzilla movies, and we get a nice little remix, which makes it feel, retro and nostalgic, but also gives it a fresh new feel that changes things up just enough where it doesn't feel too foreign, but feels very familiar. And you just get that smile. I mean, there was a couple of times I had that smile, creep across my face where I was just like, oh, this is my childhood all over again. And that was just cool to see. There's a cool during the end credits, the fancy end credits, I like to say. Uh, there's a couple news articles that give little hints of what's to come and just what's gonna be. Like I said, Godzilla vs King Kong is coming, so that kind of foreshadows that. Uh, there is a scene at the very end credits which is pretty neat. I did like it and I did expect it kind of. Uh, but during the fancy credits, there's a song. It's a remake of Blue Oyster Cult's Godzilla song, which is an awesome song, already. But this time it's sung by Serge Tankian, which is he was the lead singer for System of a Down, and one of my favorite bands was System of a Down growing up, and even now. And he also, I forget the name of the band. I'm gonna get so many comments saying, "How do you not remember the name of the band that he plays with?" Because yeah, he doesn't have a band. It's was it Metalocalypse that plays the music, and he sings for him. Could be wrong, but I thought I saw that somewhere. But yeah, so that's such a, oh man, like that was a great song to hear while the credits were playing and waiting for that end credit scene. But this movie, you know, it's it's a great sequel. Sequels should always be bigger and better than the first, which this one's definitely bigger and better, just as far as the number of monsters, the action scenes, the fighting. They're more focused on Godzilla and the other monsters compared to the humans, which, yeah, the humans do get enough, screen time for sure to draw out their story, and their story was pretty neat too as well. And it wasn't quite, if you've seen the trailers, it's not quite what it looks like. It's a little different, but it's still, to the same endpoint. And I thought it was pretty great, honestly. I mean, I think there's one scene in the trailers that was not in this movie with the girl where she's on the radio. That's could have missed it. Maybe it was the alternate, take or alternate scene that they cut. But yeah, definitely not in this movie. The movie is slightly over 2 hours, so not the shortest. So, but man, it went by so fast. I wanted more. The scenes were really cool. Just the monster designs and how they fought. It's just everything, man. It's just interesting to see this world, the monster universe. Comes. Well, it shouldn't really be a monster universe. It should be a kaiju universe. But uh, yeah, man, it's such a great movie. I loved it every single minute. Saw it in Dolby Cinema. The sound was amazing, of course. The picture was great. Just I probably I was honestly gonna see in IMAX, but I thought the sound, the picture quality would be better with Dolby, which it was pretty awesome. I still might go see it a second time in IMAX just because IMAX you'll see more top and bottom. It's not just a straight, uh, ultra wide screen. I think it was a 21 by 9 for this aspect ratio. So man, but definitely a fun movie. Definitely pretty awesome. Uh, Highly recommended if you like any Godzilla. As you see, I got my Godzillas back there, so I couldn't miss it. But yeah, so uh, next movie, forget what's coming out next. I know there's another movie that is. Let's see if I can bring it up real quick. But there was some other movie next week that I was very interested in, but of course, how could I forget freaking oh man, I'm losing my nerd credential. Freaking X-Men Dark Phoenix comes out next week, and that is definitely gonna be interesting to see what they do with it because people have kind of been turning a little bit on these X-Men movies. Uh, but honestly, for me, it looks good, and I'm excited for it. So, till next time, guys. Later.